The end is near. That sounds ominous, but I am really looking forward to starting 2025 with a brand new calendar and a brand new planner and brand new projects, and we'll see what actually happens in the real world versus my expectations. Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. It is Friday, December 6th. I have had a lovely lull of days where I didn't have to be going places, doing things, and I've been able to plan my day based on kind of what I want to do, and that is so much fun. That happens so rarely these days. All of my stitching time has been on Let's Go Fishing. I have all kinds of great big feelings about this project. It's a big project. It has had some unexpected challenges, which I will get to when I do a review video. It is gorgeous. It is worth the effort. There are some challenges in the charting that I don't understand why the designer made the choices that he or she made. I am struggling with the cat because of the charting. I am struggling less with the sweater because of the charting. But it's been a thing. It has been a thing and a half. It is definitely worth the effort. As careful as I have been with this cat and the similar looking colors on the chart, I have still made mistakes. And thank goodness I did the face and hands before the cat, because I am running very, very low on one of the colors, only because I used it in the cat by mistake and then I stitched over it with the right color, and choices are being made. They may not be good choices. I finished this pair of socks. They are the Cozy Toes from Hobby Lobby clearance. They're a thing, they're done, yay. This other pair of socks, all I have left now is to turn this is the second sock. I will turn the heel, I will stitch the cuff. That is maybe 4 stupid horror movies worth of knitting. It makes sense to do this before the end of the year. I've been asking myself, okay, if it was not December, if I was not thinking year-end finish parade, would I want to work on this? And I am basing all of my decisions on that. And it is making me a happier stitcher. Give it a couple days, I will change my mind and be going with another philosophy. I have been avoiding the yarn sales. There have been so many yarn sales. They have been so tempting. I did go to Joann's and get some big jumbo 1 pounds to combine with yarn that I already own for the comfort shawls. I don't regret that decision at all. But I've been trying to avoid the sock yarns that I really want because they have really cool names. Years ago, Knit Picks came out with one called Sasquatch. I was not in a position to buy yarn at the time because I had just bought yarn, and by the time I was in yarn buying mode again, it was gone, and it was just a pretty brown yarn. There are lots of other brown sock yarns. I can make another pair and name them Sasquatch socks. This is a no-brainer. But they had a sock yarn in their clearance that was inspired by those old vintage couches with the country barns and water wheels on them, and that was a little harder to resist. What I did give in and do was buy patterns on Etsy during the post-Black Friday sales, and I don't regret these decisions because I am in the mood to start new things. I saw this one, somebody finished it and posted it on Facebook. Google Lens is your friend when people don't post the designer and link. This is called Girl on the Pier. The designer is Hannah Lovechuck, and it's My Brave Stitch. And I love absolutely everything about it. If fishing and sitting on docks seems to be a theme, yes, it very definitely is a theme here. I am very excited to start this one. I got Fall Tammy by, who's this by? Brooks Books. This came out years ago, and I've wanted it for years. I think what I love most about it, besides the fact that it reminds me of the little catalogs that came with the original Barbie dolls, is that coffee pot. I'm absolutely going to stitch this soon. And I'm going to stitch a coffee pot. This is by The Art of Stitch, that is the same company that did the Pyramid of Skulls I stitched a while back. It was a very difficult stitch. When we talk computer generated patterns, I think this is exactly what we were talking about. I struggled, but it was gorgeous. And ever since I finished that one, I have been eyeballing this one thinking I would like to stitch it. I looked at the pattern. It looks like visually it is going to be easier to work with. They've changed some things in their charting. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be the most blissful stitch ever, but I am excited to stitch it. They have another one that I've been eyeballing again for years. This is Miranda. Miranda is big. I have no delusions that this won't be a challenging stitch, but I want to stitch her. The rocks, the waves, the dress. Yes, yes, yes. And then this one I have some doubts about. It is by Stitching Addiction. It is All Is Vanity. What do you see when you look at this? What do you see first? I love this image. I have a little print of this that has been up in my sewing room forever and ever. And when I saw the cross stitch pattern, I went, I want to stitch this. It's computer generated. I am taking a gamble here. Okay, I am assuming based on looking at the chart that it is computer generated. I could not find stitched examples. I am taking a leap of faith. But I really want to stitch this. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to jump in and start on the woman's face and the vanity so that I have an idea whether this will work or not before I do all this black. There are something like 16,000 stitches of black floss. I could stitch it on black fabric and avoid that. Or I could stitch it on white or cream fabric and get those little X's and texture that I love so much. And I know which way I'm leaning. I hope that I am leaning in a direction that will work. And this may be one of those projects that stays as a once upon a time project or a partially finished project. And I'm not sure how much I believe I will actually finish this one, but I wanted the pattern. A lot of the shops had sales. They had a coupon for, I think it was $5 off a $25 purchase. So I took a leap. I want to start new things in 2025. I miss mania. I miss the willy-nilly starting whatever new project struck my fancy. And I did wind up with a lot of UFOs that way. But if you look at what I finished this year and last year and maybe the year before, and a lot of those were mania starts. Starting something and gritting the fabric and putting in a couple stitches because it's the season to do that in is a totally different decision-making process than just starting a single project and thinking it out in advance. Maybe I want new UFOs to pick from. I think I do. My friend Joanna Campbell-Slan has a new book out. It is Sleigh Bells Ring. It is the 18th book in her Kiki Lowenstein series, and it is so much fun. Kiki is the main protagonist in these cozy mysteries. She owns and runs a shop called Time in a Bottle, which in the first books focused mainly on scrapbooking. As the books have continued over the past decade plus and the world has changed, she has added knitting and doll houses and just all kinds of fun things. There's a lot of recycling and upcycling. I love the series. I cannot recommend it enough. If you do not want to jump in with book 18, which I can understand, check out Paper, Scissors, Death, the first book of the series. I've been reading them since book 3. I have read all of them. There is a very interwoven web of relationships between the characters. I think you would absolutely benefit by starting with the first one and working your way on. If you don't mind jumping in mid-series, which I've done lots of times with other series, it can be done, I'm sure. Joanna has a Facebook group called Joanna's Readers, and she posts a lot of her current projects. Every Monday, I believe it is, another cozy author gets to take over for a party for the night to promote their latest book. I have found so many new reads there. Joanna has recently been doing some of her, I guess you would call them classes. They're 1 hour live streams on how to do a project. I watched the one on magic wands earlier this afternoon, and it was just so much fun. So if you read the books and you wish you could go to the fictional store and take the fictional classes, watch her live streams. I'm still working on the attic. I am kind of going in circles at this point because I got everything the way I thought I wanted it, then looked at the lighting and the window position and where I put the furniture and went, no, that should be over there and that should be over there. And it is a game of Tetris moving things around up there. And this week it has been very, very cold. So when we get a warm break, and I'm not up to my ears in Christmas, and I'm not stitching people sitting on docks, I'm going to get up there and work on it some more. I have plans. They're coming together slowly, but a little more quickly than I had anticipated. So you'll get me down here or you'll get me up there. And I don't know what I'm going to go do tonight. I have got a whole stretch of hours where I can do what I want, and I'm going to figure something out. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is My Romantic Tangle. There are links to Joanna's books and the sources for those Etsy purchases down below. I'll be back with you with more videos soon.